I am very happy to announce that today we have a distinguished guest in our studio. She is Ms. Megha Naveen. She is COO of FutoLearn AI and Coding. Welcome, Ms. Megha Naveen.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to School Ventures Edu Talk series.
Thank you so much.
It is starting with you.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Megha was with Infosys and Cisco for pretty many years. Later on, she shifted to edutech industry. Her passion for education made her stay with a company and interact with many stakeholders like parents, students, school teachers and principals. It gave her an understanding as to what kind of products are required for the school in the current scenario. Meanwhile, NEP has announced coding and AI classes for school children, and her lot of understanding of the requirements of the schooling sector made her easy to devise and think of various programs that are currently needed by the students. Ms. Megha, I know you are working with Infosys and then Cisco. From tech giants to education sector. How this shift has happened? And then how happy you are here?
I'm very happy. I had taken a maternity break post my job in Infosys, and getting back to work had to revolve around my son, and it was a very natural progression. I started working with a company called ETL. It stands for Education Technologies Limited, and their focus is on the early childhood education. So I got an opportunity to work around my son. I had the flexibility, so my journey started that way.
Okay. So now the NEP 2020, the government is really serious about introducing coding and then now AI classes to the school children. Earlier this was not there. Government feels this should be a new advantage to our children and to make them now future ready. How do you rate this move of the government?
I think it's very commendable that that the Indian government took this decision. So if you look at the most advanced countries like Australia, Singapore, Philippines, they have introduced coding from the pre-primary level. It is taught alongside with English, maths and science, and it is not treated as a sixth subject or as an add-on subject.
I see.
So when the CBSE curriculum released, when CBSE released the curriculum on artificial intelligence in March 2019, it actually took a giant leap. So CBSE along with Intel released a curriculum, and I think it's a commendable effort. And the National Education Policy also moving from rote learning to experiential learning to skill-based learning. I think it's going to make a huge difference to our children. The way we studied and the way the coming generations are going to actually learn, it's going to make a huge difference.
Okay. But in the parent community and in the society, there is a prevailing myth stating that these coding classes for these small children right from 6th standard onwards, people feel that's a pressurized program, and no, it would not be. It could be a non-contributory program. Majority feel like that even education, even though people who are educated. What is the reality behind this? Is it a myth or no? It is substantiated with any kind of evidences, their beliefs?
Very good question. So initially when we started our program on artificial intelligence and coding, we started it for students from grade 6 onwards because that's what CBSE stressed on. And in the process, we kept meeting principals, we kept meeting parent communities across the country. And people were, they surprised us by asking if their little kids could get engaged in this.
Oh.
And then we started researching and we developed a product based on the feedback that we got from the school community, from the parent community, from the teacher community. And you will be surprised to know that today we have more and more children from the younger community, from grade 1 onwards, being a lot more enthusiastic and enrolling for these programs. And in my interaction with a lot of principals, with a lot of educators, I've understood that, the understanding of NEP, that, coding needs to be taught alongside with English, maths, science, is because, absolutely, what it's looking at is, we are looking at developing secondary skills in students.
Okay.
They say that the learning curve is very high in the initial 10 years of a child's life, right? Almost 90% brain development is happening at that time.
Yeah.
So if we introduce very, very important concepts to students, if we introduce them to activities which will develop their logical reasoning thinking skills, their critical thinking skills, their decision-making skills, we are definitely going to do a favor to the children. We are going to give them a very strong foundation in their secondary skills.
So you mean to say that it's not a burden to the students, even those age group children also will be able to learn something?
Absolutely. It's not about, a burden. It's how we introduce the concept to the child.
Okay.
Do we make it fun for the children? Do we make it engaging? Is it interesting? Are they enjoying it is most important.
Yeah.
And if the students are enjoying, then definitely they are learning. So it's done in a lot of fun methodologies, playways, through a lot of games, through a lot of puzzles, through a lot of activities, through a lot of interaction. Children really look forward to this program. Quite often the teachers in our company tell me, Megha, they don't want the session to end. Ma'am, please don't go. A 1 hour session quite often extends to about 1.5 hours.
Please elaborate about the products of your company, the programs you have developed for the schools. Let us go at length.
Sure. So artificial intelligence is a common subject which is taught at the university level. But we have introduced it after the CBSE has given a go-ahead from the 6th standard level. So there were a lot of resources available out there. How we have brought it down to the level of the child to talk about very important concepts of artificial intelligence, like what is machine learning, what is neural networks, what is natural language processing, what is computer vision. Such topics are taught to a 6th grader at a level that he can understand. And how we have brought it down to his level is our USP. It is done through very, very interesting books for children, where we compare how a normal human being learns and how a bot learns. His name is Aaron Bot. So we have very interesting audio books for children, where we teach and talk about important concepts of artificial intelligence. For the students from grade 1 to grade 5, we cater to coding. We do block-based coding for children. We do very interesting block-based coding concepts for grade 1 to grade 3. Students learn something as simple as drag and drop activities from grade 1 to grade 3. They get into simple app development from grade 4 and grade 5. Something as simple as how to design a calculator, right from making a rectangle to the operational symbols inside. Children design all these with a little bit of guidance, with a little bit of support from the teachers. So they do one teacher-guided activity followed by 3 activities that they can do on their own. So this happens from grade 1 to grade 5. Grade 6 onwards, in artificial intelligence, like I mentioned, we excite the students to learn more about this subject. And how do we excite them? By introducing to a whole lot of games, to a whole lot of activities for students. Once they do games and activities, we help them to relate to this in their everyday life. We are all consumers of this technology. We are not new to this technology. Right from opening a Google map to reaching your destination, we have a branch of artificial intelligence called machine learning that we are encountering. When we get back home after a tired day and we watch Netflix and we enjoy the recommendations given by Netflix, we are encountering artificial intelligence. So we are not new to this technology. And we help students to relate to this technology in their everyday life. So we excite the students, we help them to relate to this in their everyday life. We also give them a purpose. The United Nations has actually stated 17 sustainable goals related to the society, to the economy, to the environment. How giant companies in the world have actually given solutions to these real world problems related to hunger, related to poverty, related to energy resources. So students actually are exposed to this in our program. They study about this. They understand what are the solutions given. And then we encourage them to, they need to have a purpose. Why are they learning this coding? Why do they have to learn all these things? Because they need to come up with solutions to these problems. So it's very, very, very exciting to see the kind of thought processes that come out. This entire program is, we strongly believe in team building skills.
Okay.
So none of these programs are actually done in isolation. We do not do a one-to-one class for children. It's usually a group session. It could be something as simple as 5 students. Sometimes in a school, we also go up to 25 students. So the kind of ideas that get generated by students, it's very, very thrilling to see the kind of ideas, because we believe that some children may be excellent programmers, but some children may be very creative in the ideas that they give. And together as a team, they build beautiful projects for us. The higher grade students are going to be doing projects related to mask detection, handwriting recognition, gender prediction, and so on.
Okay. And these programs are getting implemented in the schools. What are the different methods available for the schools? Do you do it in an online way, or no, your people will be there and helping the school to execute this program? What are the different methods available for them?
So we have both online as well as offline.
Okay.
So pre-pandemic, we were installing servers in schools to help them run the program. Post-pandemic, since all of us are online, schools prefer that the classes happen online. So the current year also we are online.
Okay.
But once the schools reopen, we leave it to the school. Should they wish to do it an online program, we can run it online. If they wish to do it offline, we are prepared to do it offline too. Both options are available.
That means any school wants to execute your program, you mean to say your technical experts will be there to handle the program?
Absolutely.
Or you are training their teachers and then now making them to execute the program? How is that?
Yeah. So we have both options with FutoLearn.
Okay.
Futo basically means excellence in Japanese, and that's what we look forward to give: an excellent artificial intelligence and coding experience for teachers as well as students on a platform.
Okay.
In the country, I have seen that we have a 50-50 mindset. We do have principals who feel that their teachers need to be upskilled, that the teachers need to be empowered to deliver this program. So we have a wonderful teacher training program that we conduct. We do it thrice a year. It's a 20-hour teacher training program that we conduct 3 times in a year. So we basically deliver the platform to we have an LMS. FutoLearn has an LMS where we have the entire content on the platform. So basically, we train the teachers to use the platform.
Okay.
A lot of teacher resources are available. We do have PPTs, we do have lesson plans, we do have video resources for teachers, and we empower the teachers to deliver this program very, very smoothly. We assign master trainers to the school so that we can continuously handhold and support the teachers to run these programs seamlessly. We do have, morning 8 to 5, we do have continuous customer care center available where teachers, principals, students can reach out to us to support them in this journey.
Okay. Every class, CBSE will have a set curriculum for this subject.
Correct.
Under computers, this part will be added, and for this certain periods will be allocated by CBSE or school.
Correct.
Whether your programs are in synchrony with the content that is mandated by CBSE?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we have built a program on the CBSE curriculum.
You mean to say any additional periods are required by the school to handle your program, or it is inbuilt in their own timetable handling?
Right. So basically, there are schools which choose an option called Code 417 from grade 9 onwards, where artificial intelligence is a 6th subject taught to students.
Okay.
So basically, students write a 100 marks paper. Right? So such schools prefer to give a strong foundation to their students. They need to allocate separate periods for students from grade 6 onwards. Grade 9 onwards, it is a part of the curriculum.
Part of the curriculum.
Yes.
How the assessment goes, how periodically you take assessments from the students, what are the parameters you judge, and then now what kind of reports you give to the schools so that they can be passed on to the parents during any, they will have some set exam pattern, either a formative assessments or half-yearly tests. They need to, any program a school is adopting, they need to give an additional assessment report from either from them or if they are taking your services from you, that has to go in addition to their regular reports. That way, how periodically you conduct assessments.
Right. So assessments are taken very, very seriously in the FutoLearn platform. We have developed a learning curve for students. So every session that we give to the students is divided into 4 different parts. We do theory, followed by game activity. We do a video resource, followed by a mind map, which summarizes everything that they have learned. And this is followed by MCQs or assessments for the students to keep a track of what they have understood in that particular session, if the concepts were very clear to the students, right? So this happens in every session that we conduct throughout the year. Apart from this, we also do 2 assessments in the year. One is during the midterm. It's a 50 marks paper or a 100 marks paper, depending on the requirement of the school. Most importantly, FutoLearn customizes the curriculum for the school. We understand that every school has different time slots available. Some schools have year-round, they're able to give us 2 periods per week in a year. Some schools are able to give us 1 period in a year. Some schools can only give us 3 months, to conduct the program. And since this is a homegrown product, we do understand, we customize the needs of the school while building this curriculum, and we handhold the school throughout the program.
Can this program be handled after the school hours, after school activity?
Absolutely. So we are open to conducting this school as an after school activity in schools. We do have a very strong team of trainers on board with us. Very, very proud to say that we have excellent combination of programmers and passionate teachers on board with us. Our AI head, Mrs.Megha, has been from the DRDO. She has designed the entire curriculum with an able team to deliver this program to all of you.
Okay. So you have whatever the school needs, in whatever way they want to accommodate this program, you have similar kind of an adjustments. You can conduct the program either as an after school or an integrated with the school curriculum.
Absolutely.
Either you train their teachers and then through them you can deliver the program. Or if the school wants your services, your experts will stay and handhold the program.
Absolutely.
All methods are available.
Yes.
So Ms. Megha, what will be the advantages to the children who have undergone this program? And how, what kind of a qualities you are indirectly adding through this program?
So we understand that we are all living in a world where we are consumers of artificial intelligence as a technology. The coming generation of students need to be not just consumers, they need to be creators of this technology. Research says that the entire job scenario will change in the next 10 years. Nearly 75 lakh jobs will be lost by 2022 to automation. But the good news is 150 million new jobs will be created through artificial intelligence. So, are we ready as a country? Are we ready to build this gap? There will be a gap in terms of demand and supply of skilled workforce, of niche workforce. And how are we going to help bridge this gap is what we at FutoLearn are thinking. We're going to give a very strong foundation to the students in the school level. It's not that they finish school with AI and coding and they get a job tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're going to build a very strong foundation so that when they go to their post-graduation level, when they go to their graduation level, it's going to be a lot easier for them, to pick up the advanced skills. If you look at our everyday life, I spoke about examples where from Google Maps to Netflix to using a digital assistant, we are all, having our encounter with AI. But even if you look at industries across the globe, if you look at the manufacturing industry, if you look at the healthcare industry, we have robotic arms performing very complex surgeries. If you look at transportation industry, we have self-driving cars which are buzzed today.
Yeah.
Even agriculture, can you imagine? We have AI-enabled drones flying over patches of land, telling the farmer if it is the right time for him to harvest his crop.
Yes.
So this is the world we are living in. So it is very, very important that no matter what domain the student chooses to be in, he might decide to become a doctor, a lawyer, he might decide to become a businessman, but no matter what he decides to become, AI will be a very integral part of it. So having the awareness is very important. Having a strong foundation about the subject is very, very important. So we will help students to be prepared for this increasingly AI-driven 21st century.
So you mean to say these programs make the student more future-oriented and he will be able to face the digitally advancing world.
Absolutely.
So that he would be at ease with the developments going on all around him.
Yes.
So ultimately, lastly, I would like to ask you what kind of advantages will be there for the teachers in a school, and what will be the message you want to send it to the parents across through conducting these kind of programs.
Sure. I'd like to answer one question prior to that. When you said what is the benefit, my whole team says that AI padhao, bhavishya bachao. So that is something that we very strongly believe in, that we have to help the students pick up these skills today. Until now, students have been learning a lot from the computer. But going further, students will be teaching the computer what to do. They will be training the computer and machines to do things. So this change in the mindset, this paradigm shift is what we are looking forward to do in FutoLearn. And coming to the teacher community,
yes.
Right? How are we going to help? So like I mentioned, upskilling of teachers is very essential in the country today, because they also need to understand what is happening. The pandemic gave us, a very good understanding of how quickly our teachers actually upskill themselves and were able to adapt to the changing teaching and learning methodologies. Similarly, artificial intelligence also should not be only for the students. The teachers also need to know the importance of the subject. They also need to familiarize with this, because this cannot be learnt in isolation. In fact, CBSE has released subject integration, which means that students have to study artificial intelligence in integration with core subjects like English, Maths, Science, Hindi, Social Studies.
Yeah.
So what it means is that students have to understand the elements, teachers also. And since it is integrated with core subjects, the subject teachers also have to study what is artificial intelligence.
Yes.
They have to learn the nuances of the subject. So definitely, teachers will also be a lot more confident because they are aware of the subject. And I think together, this journey is not just for teachers. This journey is not just for students. I think we're all together in this journey. Teachers and students have to grow in this technology, have to learn and grow in this technology. And that's what is going to make a huge difference.
Okay. So, thank you, Ms. Megha. Even I do not know many of the aspects which you have informed me today. And this should be a good information for the parent community to imbibe, and teachers and schools to perceive. And they have to know that people are there to help start this program, support this program, and they would also they have designed content for the program, and they have designed programs for executing this program in the schools. I am sure people would take the help and then know this is going to be a long way. After all, this will not be concluded in one way. More and more additions will happen from the government side. Probably the content is going to be strengthened year after year.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to the studio and then giving us a lot of information. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
So that's the information. Ms. Megha says, coding classes and artificial intelligence are important for the student community and they make them future ready. Another myth that younger age students coding classes will be difficult and then they will be non-contributory. It is dispelled with her information after her interaction with many students, parents and teachers. It is positively concluded that these classes are going to increase the critical thinking of the students and making them more upskilling the students so that in the future same courses are to be continued as a profession. That could be really easy for them compared to the students who have not taken these courses in the younger ages. Schools need to implement this program. If they are sufficient, if they are self-sufficient, they can handle the program by the content given by CBSE, they can do so. Otherwise, there are many players, many supporters, many companies who can develop program and hold the schools to run the program according to the age appropriately in all methods like integration with the school curriculum, as well as after school hour program. In any method, they can take the help of these edutech players and they can strengthen the knowledge and skill set of the students. With this information, signing off this video.